buddy of mine used to have one. He did some body work on it. He did a botch job on the body work. It was terrible.
I got a 70 Challenger shaker, marquee shaker car right now.
Stop.
Man, where are you storing
Here.
all
I got an 8
Are you sure you're here?
those? Oh, I you said.
Oh, right there. Inside, it doesn't hurt.
That's right.
No. Okay.
Well,
Thanks, you were here.
oh, yeah, we better, because, it's gonna take a little bit of time to work through the stuff that we're doing today. Not, I mean, it won't take your, some people will take it. It won't take you hours. Let's see. Review.
It's on. I didn't get around to waxing the back end.
Cameras on?
Yeah.
Camera roll?
That's the front.
What's the major difference between the micrologics and the compact logic?
Flex memory and fixed memory.
Fixed memory and flexible memory, yes. What does that mean exactly?
Flexible is they can add or remove the I/O modules as you wish.
Kind of, sort of, you're getting mixed up with fixed PLC versus modular PLC. So it's, in the micrologics, it has a fixed set of data tables, right? Fixed addresses. Whereas the compact logics, we make tags.
Okay.
And does everybody understand what's going on there? Tags and how they work and how the PLC understand what to do with it and all that stuff? Okay. Well, let's review that because some people are still pretty fuzzy on that stuff.
So you're saying in fixed, we can't create tags?
Right.
It's already got a set of addresses, but compound, we can create tags.
That's right. Yes, you understand. Good. So in controller tags, they're global, right? Keep that in mind too, that's part of the test. We have local tags too, which are program tags. I have some tags in the controller tag. They're all global. And I have, let me go to edit tags here. I have a tag here called retracted procs. Is that a base or an alias tag? Alias, yes. How do you know it's an alias tag?
Because it's set up with an address onto it.
That's right, it's alias to this input, right? Alias 4. So anything that is not alias to something
The base.
is a base tag. That's right. Now I can do something like this. I'm just going to drop in a base tag, right? I haven't aliased it to anything, but I can also, I'm going to do another one. Cylinder retracted. So, and I'm going to do something like this. So I've created a base tag called retracted, but then I've also created another tag called cylinder retracted that's aliased to that base tag. So I can create base tags and then alias those base tags also. Just-
Why would you?
Why would you do that? Maybe you want a base tag. Mean something. If you had multiple programs maybe, right? And we have this base tag in our controller tags, but then we create program tags, right?
Okay.
Cylinder 1 retracted in program 1, cylinder 2 retracted in you know what I'm saying? I don't know why you want to do that, but
Will this video be ready for board test?
yeah, I'll make sure I'll get it uploaded today. So base and alias tags, and to create those local tags, you know, and you guys are gonna be working through this today also. Again, just so you understand how to do it. Let me look at this test again.
They're off the board.
So, oh yeah, back to the fixed versus flexible. In the 500, the Micrologics, it has over here in the program files and in the data files. That's what you got, right? It's fixed. So when we address something, we have to address it B30.
Tire,
Zero.
lost power.
What did?
Tire
Chris, we're playing around again.
I think I might have.
Maybe kill them all.
Everything
Everything's there.
zero.
This is,
dead.
yeah, it's just a
These
front.
just now paused up to
row.
reboot.
I think I did.
Oh, my phone just
Oh,
did
They're
that.
already.
Yeah.
He said no.
I don't know, someone was confused. My calculator doesn't work.
So in the 500, in the Micrologics, this is what you got, right? You have all these fixed addresses, and they are a piece of memory that's just dedicated to addressing. That's all it's for. But over in Compact Logics, we set up tags. The tags become the address. They're not really addresses because they move around. They're not in this fixed piece of memory that's in the PLC. They're organized in the PLC, whatever's most efficient for the PLC to organize them. And they're addressed by the PLC based on the data type, right? The PLC knows, I made this a bold data type, the retracted tag. I made it a bold data type. The PLC knows that's a binary, knows that's a bit level tag, right, based on the data type. So it references the tag retracted, and based on the data type, it knows how to address the thing. Does that make sense? We have bold, we have integer, double integer, single integer. How many bits are used in the bold data type?
1 bit.
1 bit. How many bits are used in the integer data type?
8 bits.
Integer data type?
16.
Oh, 16.
Single integer?
8.
Double integer?
32.
32, everybody knows that. Where was I going with this?
Did you write your list, Mr. Ben?
I better get my list. So, oh yeah, so how many bytes are
4.
reserved? There's 4 bytes for every tag you make, right? The PLC reserves 4 bytes for every tag you make. But if we select bold data type, it reserves 4 bytes, but it's only using 1 bit, bit 0 of that, of those 4 bytes, from 0 to 31, right? In the integer data type, it just happens to use the bit numbers 0 to 15, although there's 4 bytes reserved for that. Just keep in mind there's 4 bytes per tag, for every tag you create.
And the integer is 16.
Yeah. Let's see. what are the main components of a project?
Tasks, programs, routines.
Task, programs, and routine, yes. What are the three types of tasks?
Oh,
It's
gosh,
either
periodic,
event and
Periodic.
continuous.
Periodic, continuous. Remember Jimmy hires a contractor to build a house. Continuous task is to build the house.
Get to work.
The periodic task is we're gonna take a break every 4 hours.
And an event.
You got to get back to
work.
An event is the contractor ran out of lumber, so they have to put everything on hold to go get the lumber. They ran out of poor planning, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, in the PLC world, continuous task is to run the routine. The periodic task is let's run out, maybe, let's go grab data every 30 seconds. We're doing some data collection, some analog data collection. And then an event is some kind of a fault condition, right, in the PLC world? Some kind of a fault, something that happened that wasn't supposed to happen.
So event's actually a negative.
Yes. That's right.
So you said the continuous was running the routine?
Yeah, that's constant.
It's constantly running.
Thank you. Thanks for the translation. Which tags are always controller tags? Always, always, always. Well, yeah, that's a true statement. Global tags aren't always controller tags. Whenever we create a project, and we haven't made any tags at all, which tags are always controller tags?
global.
Does anybody have Studio 5000 up right now? Look at your controller tags and ignore the ones that you have created.
Local. Oh, your inputs and outputs.
Yeah, the inputs and outputs, right? The inputs and outputs are always controller tags, yeah. And if you look at your tag table, your controller tags, these I/O tags, they didn't just show up magically, right? What happens when you create the project and you selected this PLC, a 1769L24ER, it's built into the software, the Studio 5000 software. It knows that this PLC has embedded discrete I/O in slot 1. It knows that it has this, and so on, embedded analog in slot 2. And it knows in slot 3 there's some high-speed counter stuff. So it automatically populates the controller tags with the I/O. And why isn't this dropped into local tags somewhere? A program tags? Why doesn't the PLC do that?
Because this one has the ability to create your own tags and they're gonna have to be fixed. That would be fighting itself, right?
Because those tags are available to every program
Yes,
or routine.
that's right. Every routine has to have access to the I/O tags, right? If we dropped them into program tags, if they were dropped into program tags, will every routine have access to them?
No, just that specific routine.
That's right, whichever program they're dropped into. That's the only program that would have access to it. So yes, they always, always, always are controller tags, all the I/O. Does everybody understand that? The IO has to be able to be accessed by any programs out there.
Which one was the one that only had outputs?
Local 1O output data.
But it's, never mind.
You notice the local 1I,
Yeah.
it has, what's it have, faults, it has data, it has configuration. Let's see. In that fault, if you expand that, there's 32 bits in there.
Yeah.
But,
Fault head and read back.
okay, like, read back. So what we have is, there's 32 bits, but we have 16 bits of inputs, and then 16 bits of outputs. You think it's coincidence that we have 32 bits of fault bits? 32 fault bits?